the Charlton game last week in person, and well, that was a real battle, and it was for probably 2.5 quarters it was back and forth, and it was anybody's ball game until Trey Hamilton kind of did his thing, and he's kind of out there. We felt like he had about 300 yards against us, and thought it ended up about 145, but it felt like a lot more. Listen, it's really something how the program has really turned around, and that's what we've preached to our kids now for 2 weeks. So I don't think there'll be any taking Bacon County lightly tonight.
Well, we wish you the best of luck. Before we go, we know that you got a good squad tonight. I want to ask you one question. A lot of people want to know, how do you continue to turn out these kind of athletes? Is it a little bit of luck, or is there a certain way with the speed and the size that these guys, just in a year, looking at Bug and some of these guys that I know the way they have just filled out? How do you do it each year?
Well, I guess it was they are blessed athletically. They were, I guess, of course they were born to be tall kids, and kids that I guess can catch, and we just try to we work them out during the summer and just try to add some strength to them, and then we just kind of let them do their thing. And one thing I am proud of is that, and we don't always see this as we've played a lot of games in the past few years, and as we get deeper into the playoffs and folks we have to play, all these kids are homegrown kids, and we didn't have to go anywhere to get them.
Good.
And that's something I'm proud of, and not a lot of some people we see down the line can't always say that.
Some of our Savannah Christian and Wesley, we'll go ahead and call them out.
I'm not going to call any names, but it is what it is.
That's right. Well, Coach, we wish you the best of luck tonight, and it's looking forward to a great game. Thank you for the interview.
Oh, thanks for having me.
It's Coach Martin Ledford, and what a great interview he is, what a great coach he is, as he's done a great job with his Wilcox County Patriots. And one of the things that he said, and we're going to break down Wilcox County here before we talk to Coach Bobby Johns, but one of the things that he said that he pointed out was the athletes are homegrown. And you're looking right now, you're looking in the top 10 in the state. You have Savannah Christian, you have Eagles Landing Christian Academy, and even Holy Innocents. You have those guys are private schools, and that's the kind of battle that our public schools. I remember back in 2009 when we were here following the team and beat them you were actually with me, beat them in the state. Beat Savannah Christian in the state championship. One of the big talks that week was, here it is, the best public school against the best private school, and it's really a disadvantage for our public schools.
Well, it is extreme disadvantage. I know my junior year in high school, we lost to a private school out of Atlanta, Woodward Academy, that put us out of the state playoffs. And I'm sorry, Woodward Academy was my freshman year. My junior year, it was Westminster High School was the one that put us out of the state playoffs. And Gordon Beckham, who's now the starting second baseman at Chicago White Sox, his dad, Gordon Beckham Sr., was the quarterback, went on and played at South Carolina, but they beat us. It was a private school that done that. And when you're able to recruit, when you're able to go out and get the kids that you want, it's a lot easier to compete than it is, say, live in Rochelle or live in Alma somewhere, and you have to play what comes up there. So, even more so these homegrown kids, I always will pull for the public school ahead of the private school when it comes state playoff time.
And fans, it happens. Don't act like it doesn't. It's just a fact. With those private Christian schools, they're able to recruit. They're able to get kids in here, and that's just a fact. But I tell you what, our public schools have fared well against them in the previous years as far as the state championships go.
One more quick note on that before we leave. Our softball team, ladies softball team, lost yesterday to Wesleyan School out of somewhere up near Atlanta, and Dominique Wilkins, his niece, was a starting third baseman. She's about 6'2", and starting third
Halls.
baseman for Wesley, and there was all types of professional athletes whose children goes to those schools up there. So, it's very, very easy when you got a lot of the money, and then you got a lot of the talent that you're able to recruit. It's very, very easy to put together a winner.
Back to Wilcox County and the Red Raiders tonight. Just a few key players for the Wilcox Patriots, so you guys that didn't make the trip tonight will know. Their quarterback, number 10, Mikael Grace, is having an outstanding year at quarterback. He's just a junior. That's something we could look forward. He's going to be coming back. He's 6'2", 170 pounds. He has a 73% passing rate. Completion rate, which is outstanding for a high school guy, and he has 1,690 yards. I'm not good at math. Passing this year, and he has a quarterback passing rating of 145. You can compare that to the defending Super Bowl champ Aaron Rodgers, who has a passing rating of 125 right now. Now, it's two different leagues, but still, that's outstanding for him. Number 4, Jamal Holmes, is their leading rusher, and if we frustrate them and stop the passing game or the short game, what they like to do, which hopefully we will see some of him. Some of their wideouts, their leading receiver, Quez Mahogany, he's a senior. Jonathan Howard, number 7, he's just a junior. Number 12, Quinn Tisdall, I guess is how you pronounce it. He's their third leading receiver, and then Milton Jackson. All these guys 6'3" or more. Quez is 6'4". Jonathan Howard is 6'5", and Jonathan is the brother of Lonnie Outlaw, who went to Georgia military, committed to Georgia, and I actually seen Lonnie down on the field tonight. He's in the stadium watching the game, and there's been talk that possibly he's not going to make it to Georgia, so we wish the best to him. But shifting gears to our Red Raiders tonight, we got to shock the world, and that's exactly what we can do tonight if we'll play. We're going to go down, and we interviewed the coach during the pregame, and want to thank Richmond Bacon real quick for sponsoring this pregame show. Every week they sponsor it so that you guys can listen in. Don't turn the dial. Let's hear what Coach Bobby Johns has to say about our Red Raiders.
Okay, fans, welcome to the Richmond Bacon pregame show. We're here with Coach Bobby Johns from our own Bacon County Red Raiders. Coach, we had a heartbreaking loss last week to Charlton County. It was a tough fought contest. I was impressed that our kids seemed to never quit. With the exception of the third quarter, we played right there with them. Having said all that, coming off that tough loss, what's it been like around the school and around practice this week?
Like a mortuary for the most part. It's been kind of tough. It's been a rough go trying to get our kids back up. And I'm counting on some of their character and their hard work and determination to come through tonight. It's been a tough week of practice. Not that we've been unfocused or not that we've not hustled and that type of stuff. Just not as much emotion as what we had last week in practice. And we're going to have to find some emotion to get out here on the field tonight so that we can make a football game out of this.
Right. Well, speaking on the coaches show the other night when we were talking, you mentioned that maybe we had maybe too much emotion, that we had played on so much emotion all week long that by halftime we were just exhausted emotionally, maybe not physically, but that we had fought, and then when we come out, we were just about zapped. This week we're coming in here to Wilcox County, which is, we see the state championship banners around, the region championships. They're ranked number 2 in the state. It's senior night. I feel like we've got a team that offensively, we've got a team that shapes up if we can move the football that may frustrate Wilcox County a little bit.
Well, we won't have the issue of too much emotion tonight, I don't think, or not throughout the week anyway, because we struggle with that. But it's going to be a tale of two totally different football teams. I mean, they're going to try to throw it down the field and score as fast as they possibly can, and we're going to try to run it every chance we can and keep it out of their hands. And that's our best chance and only chance to win, and I think they know that. I read an article where their coach even said, that one of their most important things is to take advantage of their opportunities, because we're satisfied with 3 or 4 yards at a time and we keep the ball away from people. So, I mean, obviously they know that's what we need to do to win the football game. We just got to go out and try to execute that.
Right. As far as our injuries this week, I see Big Willie made the trip, and his football season's over. But do we appear to be healthy everywhere else?
We're as healthy as you can be at this point. I mean, just some bangs and bruises and that kind of stuff. Dewan fought a neck situation all week. Ended up, and we thought all along it was a muscle situation in his trap area or whatever, and he got some medicine to relieve him from a little bit of that or whatever. But other than him, we really have not had anybody with any problem. Matt Thrift, we were not sure until Wednesday whether he would be able to play or not. He had a pretty bad thigh bruise, and it got some swelling in his thigh down into his knee and that type of stuff, and he really struggled with it. But we worked hard on it, and by the time Wednesday rolled around, it was a little bit better, and then yesterday it was real good.
We ask you this question every week, and just about every week you give us the same question or give us the same answer in some form or fashion. But for us to be successful tonight, offensively, what do we have to do?
Same answer as every week. Keep it away from them. No turnovers is probably the biggest thing. We've got to win the turnover battle tonight. We've got to force some, hope that they make some, and hope that we don't make any. But no turnovers on offense and keeping the ball, being able to make first downs is going to be the big key. We can't go 3 and out very often.
Defensively, our challenge lays ahead of us. Everybody knows that. Have we schemed to do anything any different this week?
Well, we're going to try to take away what they like to do most, which is throw the football. But that doesn't mean they can't run it. We're definitely not equipped right now with what we're doing on defense to stop a patient running team. So if they have the patience to come out and run it over and over again, we'll have to make some adjustments. We've got some things in that we can go to, but we're hoping that they will be impatient and want to keep throwing the football.
Ending up with on a very positive note, Coach, some of our younger players are really starting to come around. I know it's getting late in the season, but we're not talking about young sophomores, and we're really not even talking about young juniors. We're talking about freshmen, and we've played a lot of freshmen this year, and some of them are starting to answer and play better every week. How do you keep them motivated? Because they're playing 18-year-olds, and some of them are 15-year-old. How do you do that?
Well, they've been a very resilient group this year, and they've done a good job of staying focused and not being intimidated by the teams that we've played. And I'm really concerned about tonight, just from an emotional standpoint. But obviously our young kids, if they don't play well for us this year, we're not sitting where we are, and they'll have to play even better tonight for us to have a chance.
Well, good luck, Coach. We appreciate you and all your hard work.
Thank you.
And that was head coach Bobby Johns, and what a wonderful season that we've had with Coach Johns, and looking forward to another big game tonight. One of the challenges and the goals that he wrote at the beginning of the season in the locker room is to beat one of the big three. We had Clinch County on the ropes the whole game, had an opportunity to win that game, couldn't make the field goal, couldn't score the touchdown. Had Charlton County in the first half, proved to them that we could play with them. And we just couldn't hold them off in that third quarter, really. Fourth quarter, we played with them. And now tonight, we face the number 2 ranked in the state, Wilcox County Patriots, on senior night with their backs against the wall, so to say. Not really against the wall, but they're playing for a region championship. And so we've got our hands full tonight, but there's no doubt that on any given night in South Georgia that any team can win. Just ask Texas Tech against Oklahoma a couple weeks ago.
That's right. You never you play the game. These kids are they live in the same type houses our kids do. They eat the same type groceries our kids do. They've got a tradition backing them up, and they believe. And I believe our kids believe we can play with them. I'm excited about just to see good high school football and see what Coach Bobby Johns pulls out of his bag of tricks tonight to keep us competitive with this very quick, very talented Wilcox County team.
We are 3 minutes away from kickoff, and we're going to talk a little bit about some of the more other athletics that are taking place right now. Our ladies softball team unfortunately traveled, did a great job, won the region title this year, but they traveled to Columbus, and they were eliminated today by Savannah Calvary Day, 6-5, and they lost on Wednesday to Wesleyan 9-6. And so our girls are on their way back home. Wish them a safe trip. Our boys cross country team won state this week with Chance Gilliard finishing 2nd and Tyler Duncan finishing 6th.
State champs.
State champs, or region champs. Region champs.
Region champs.
One region. Both of those boys, Chance and Tyler, were named All-Region, and the boys cross-country team will be competing in the state meet next Saturday in Carrollton, Georgia. I know a little bit about Carrollton. Spent some time up there. And also our competition cheerleaders, which we'll be hearing from their coaches during the Crosby Nissan halftime show. They'll be competing tomorrow, but they'll also next week will be competing at a region meet next Saturday in Moultrie. So still a lot of things left to go on. We're getting down to the end of the regular season of football, and there comes our white Red Raiders all in white running onto the field. Our fans standing to the feet. Is that Cattle Bells or is that Wilcox County? Anyway, we're a little bit slim with our fans tonight, so that means a lot of you are listening to us. Wilcox County taking the field. We're going to say a quick prayer real quick over the game like we do each week, and just want to mention last week what an amazing thing taking place during the moment of silence last week as a roar from over 2,000 fans in the Lord's Prayer.
That's right. Before the game here, as in every community that we've been in this year to play football, they didn't have a moment of silence. They actually had prayer over the loudspeaker. I know we hear all the excuses about why we can't in Bacon County. I just don't I don't know how other schools are doing it and why we can't. We need to be a beacon of light. Let's have prayer. Father, we thank you today for your opportunity to come and participate here. We pray, God, that your hands would be upon every official, every football player, every coach. Lord, we pray, God, that all things that we do, may we realize that you give us the talent and the strength. And we ask that you honor us tonight in that way. We give you praise and glory, and we ask it in the name of Jesus Christ, the risen Savior. Amen.
Amen. And with that being said, our Red Raiders will be receiving the opening kickoff tonight of the game. And we're under 30 seconds left to go here. We're going to start with our starting offense tonight. Quarterback, Matt Thrift, he's a junior. At fullback, DeJuan Merritt, he's a junior. At tailback, Richard Crawford, just a junior. At wingback tonight, Jay Jackson, he's a freshman. At center, our senior, Michael Thornton. At the two guard positions, Ryan Howell, just a sophomore, and Jeffrey Pruitt, who's a senior. At the two tackle positions, Dylan Davis, a senior, and Cody Metters, a senior. At tight end, Chris Rigby, who's a senior, and wide receiver, the one true faithful freshman, Dalton Allman. The ball is kicked deep. So Braun's going to take it at the goal line. He's going to take it out, and he gets up in there, and he's not able to get. He gets back to the 20-yard line across to about the 22-yard line before he's brought down, and he just wasn't quite able to get back behind his wall or his wedge there. As is one thing I noticed, Wilcox County has a good kicker. I'm going to let you tackle that one.
Carrillo.
Carrillo.
Or Carrillo.
He's got a good leg on him.
He sure does.
And so that's where we'll take over here. The Red Raiders break the huddle. Matt Thrift under center. Going to take the ball. Going to hand it. And we got a gain of 3 or 4 yards there as we almost found a hole as Dylan Tillman hit it up in there hard. And that's going to that's a gain of 4 yards on the play. It'll be second down and 6. Ball spotted on about the 26.5-yard line. Second down and 6 here. Thrift in the huddle. Wilcox County, blue helmets, blue top, white pants. They're wearing pink on their shoes in honor of breast cancer. Bacon County, white helmet, white top, white pants. Matt Thrift breaks the huddle. We got I formation, twins to the left. Thrift's going to take the ball. He's going to hand it to Richard Crawford. Crawford tries to get to the outside, and he's dropped for a loss as they come off the end there, and he's knocked him back to about the 23, 25.
Yeah, 25-yard line.
It's going to be a
loss of 1.
Loss of 1 on the play. And it'll be third down and 7 in a situation we can't be in these long yardage situations.
We can't be in third and long.
As it looked like Wilcox County, we're going to have to hit them right at it, which you always do with a team of speed. I formation, Thrift breaks the huddle. Tight end to the right, twins to the left. Thrift going to take the ball. He's going to try to give it and get around the edge. Nowhere to go as he's met by a sea of blue jerseys, and he's going to be spotted for another loss back to the 24-yard line.
We're going to have to pitch the ball tonight, Matt. They're not covering the pitch man at all, but they're all over Thrift, and they're all over our fullback. And that big number 56 that we see coming on, Alvin Williams, the defensive end, He's just a football player, 5'10", 220-pound senior. So
Jermaine Childs, Marquise Brown, those two big guys.
Good
down.
punt.
Sabron going to kick it high, going to kick it deep. It's going to hit it the 45-yard line. It's going to bounce backwards, and we finally knock it down at around the 47-yard line of Wilcox County. And that's where the Patriots will take over with good field position on their first possession of the opening game here between number 2, Wilcox County, and the Red Raiders of Bacon County. And so far, we was only able to burn a couple of minutes off the clock, not much at all. And it's something that we can't afford to do here early on. Wilcox County going to come out, their spread set.
You know, last week we dialed up a lot of blitzes, a lot of blitzing. Let's see what we do. We can try to put some pressure on their quarterback.
Got trips to the left. Mikael Grace going to roll to his right. He's got protection. He's pumping. He's going deep early. Throwing it up to Sabron down there, and there's a push off on the play. As it should have been picked, as Sabron had an opportunity as the ball was underthrown, and he was throwing to the big fella down there. He's only 6'5", Jonathan Howard, but it looked like Jonathan pushed off a little bit.
It looked like he did push off, but he actually pushed Sabron into the ball, and it hit Sabron in the hands. I think it was on Sabron before. When he turned around, it was right in his face, and he didn't have quite the time to react. But it was almost intercepted. We had a better play on the ball than he did.
So they tried to take a shot early. And they're going to come same formation, trips to the left. They're going to send Holmes in motion. They're going to take the ball, going to hand it to Holmes. They're going to try to get to the outside.
Him get on the corner.
And
there
we
you
force
go.
him back up inside, and he gets up inside for a gain of 3 yards on the play. And good job by Ronnie Peterson and our defensive end on that side. Cody Metters stretching that ball play out, making him turn back up inside, and it'll be 3rd down and about 6.
Ronnie really laid a good lick on him then, but he kind of hit him, pushed him forward. If he'd locked up and dropped him right where he was at, it would have been, a couple of yards less. Rather than hitting him and pushing him forward, he just dropped him right where he was at.
There's one guy that's got to have a big game tonight. It's got to be Ronnie. He's got to be physical.
We've got to watch our alignment right here.
Watch our intensity. Kell going to drop back. He's looking. Got it out to the flats around the 40-yard line.
No,
there's a flag on the play. Could be a holding. It's in the area. Right here, thrown back where the offensive linemen are.
It is holding. Good call,
Matt. It's going to be holding on Wilcox County, and that's going to push them back. It'll be 3rd down and 16. Going to push them all the way back to where around the 41-yard line.
And I will say this, that was actually very, very good coverage by our defensive secondary. The quarterback threw it the only place that his guy could get it, and he was barely had a 1st down. I was impressed with our coverage there. And
we're playing a lot tighter coverage tonight. One of the things Coach John wants to do, and the thing that you do with a good wide receiver core and a quarterback, you knock them off their route, knock their timing off. But Mikael, very accurate. One of the things that they have said about him versus Nick is he's a little more accurate than Nick. And with 73% completion rate, you've got to believe it. It's going to be 3rd down as they marked it 4th down. Ball on about the 41-yard line of Wilcox County. 3rd down and 19.
We just need to watch the crossing right across the middle. This is where they hurt you.
Ball going to be a low snap. Kale's got all the time in the world, and he's going to take off and run. He's going to get to the sideline. He's at the 50 and finally knock him out of bounds, and throw a flag on a late hit. That's going to help him as he got the 1st down. And then I didn't see if that was Sabron or
It was Sabron.
Sabron with a late hit out of bounds.
He wasn't but about 6 yards out of bounds when he hit him, so it was close.
One of the things we can't afford to do is give them yardage. And right there, Mikael Grace showing his athletic ability and taking off and running. And so far, it doesn't look good. You hear some of our fans hollering across the way. Can I just go ahead and say this? I've been reading the vent this week, and for those Raider fans that post on the vent, don't go ahead and make excuses before the game about referees and stuff. Boy, we've already tried to make excuses, all the excuses in the world. I just can't stand people that do that.
Well, it's those people that never played.
So we got trips to the right. Number 10 looking to Jonathan Howard's side. We got some coverage on there, but we wrap him up, but not before he gains down to about the 15-yard line, and that's a gain of about 9 yards on the pass. And there we went to we softened our coverage up a little bit, and, can't do that. That's
Well,
like
they've run one play and the rest of them been throwing. So
that's like to them giving them playing 7 yards off the ball is like turn around and pitching to the running back. I mean, it's just pitch and catch. Grayson, shotgun formation.
We need a big defensive play right here.
Going to take the ball, going to hand it to Holmes. He's got it up the middle. We miss a tackle. And we finally, Matt Thrift and Drell Green bring him down, but not before he gets to about the 7-yard line of the Bacon County, and that'll be a first down, Wilcox County.
I got a feeling they're fixing to throw a jump ball sometime in the next few minutes, unless they run it in with these big, tall receivers. But it could be a nice time for a pickoff right here. Nice time.
We need a turnover here as they just spreading us out right now, just throwing little short routes out there. We have no answer for it yet. Shotgun formation once again. Going to take the ball. He comes off. He fakes it.
Touchdown.
He's got around, and he walks into the end zone. As he faked it to the right, and he walked around untouched in the end zone. Early here, 7:57 left to go in the first quarter, and Wilcox County and their high-powered offense has already scored, and they're on the board 6-0 early in Rochelle.
Well, that made it look easy, didn't it? That 15-yard penalty didn't help us. And one thing that I've noticed about Wilcox County over the years as I've watched them play, 3rd and 15 is no more than 3rd and 2 to them. I mean, they don't care. I don't know that I've ever seen a team that can gain yardage, a bunch of yardage, in any quicker in time than what they can.
It was offsides on the Raiders on the extra point. Ronnie Peterson jumped early. Penalty is going to be declined, and they'll re-kick as he actually kicked the ball off the upright.
So here again, we shoot ourselves in the foot. It would have been 6 instead of 7. Maybe he'll do it again.
Bryant Fuller going to be holding the ball for the Patriots. The kick is up.
Oh, he got it this time.
And he missed it to the left. As he missed it to the left, and that's a senior kicking down there, Patrick McGinty. And he missed it, so it's 6-0. Right now we're going to take a quick 30-second timeout break, and we'll be right back for more Red Raider football.
An 8-minute drive.
All right, Raider Nation, we're back here as Wilcox County marched down the field and scored, but missed the extra point. It's 6-0, and our Bacon County Red Raiders will have a chance again on offense as the first time they were 3 and out. So Bron Mosby back deep to receive the kick. Number 63 going to kick it on a low line. It's going to bounce, and Richard Crawford going to take it. He's going to get behind his wedge. Behind as he's up in there, and he slips a tackle, and he's down to about the 30-yard line.
Good return.
Where we'll start. Good return there as he slowed down a little bit trying to stay behind that wedge, and he needs to hit it wide open. But a great return there as he was doing what he was coached to do.
Yes, he was, and he slowed down because the wedge slowed down.
That's right.
We should have kept running and found somebody to hit.
And so Matt Thrift looking to the sidelines, getting the call from Coach Bobby Johns. Can our Raiders respond here?
I believe we can.
There's no doubt that we have. We have had these top 3 teams in the state on their heels all year in every game that we've been in versus them until the second half. Matt Thrift under center, I formation, twins up to the left. Going to take the ball, going to hand it to our fullback. And he balls in there. Actually, Thrift kept the ball, and he was dropped. As there is absolutely no movement on our line right now. Wilcox County outside and inside taking care of those guys. Drell and Sabron coming onto the field.
We're going to have to do something a little bit different. They have definitely watched the film, and they are ready for us to try to run the ball.
They're running a 5-man front. A 5-man front, and the outside linebackers are walking up.
The only place that's soft right now is right behind our center. If our center can wedge one way or the other, and we can run right behind the center, maybe we can do something.
Going to take the ball. He's going to fake it. It looks like it missed. He's going to throw it out to Number 5, who catches the ball for a gain of about 7, and a great play as Matt Thrift looked like it for a minute. It was a busted play, but we got out on the edge there, and that'll be 3rd down and about 2, and that's a manageable situation for the Red Raiders.
Yes, very good play, very good call.
Good catch.
Yes. That was just a good play, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Good play all the way around. Good throw, good catch, good call.
Showing Wilcox County that we can open up and throw the ball.
They're going to let us have that for a while and see what we can do with it, Matt.
If we can soften them up on the edge a little bit with the pass, maybe we can start to run. As you got to remember, 3 of their linemen. Matt Thrift going to take
it in,
and he tried to turn it up, but there's just nowhere to go on the play as he dropped right at the line of scrimmage. Maybe a gain of 1. The line to gain is the 40-yard line. He gained a yard. It's 4th down and 2.
And it looks like we're going to keep the offense out there. Nope, now we're bringing the punting team on.
Bringing the punt team on as Wilcox County. Listen to these numbers, 290, 290, and 295. That's their 3 tackles and down there on the defense. They're going after it, and he almost got it. There's a penalty on the play, and they're going to kick it to Jonathan Howard, who takes the ball. He gets a block. He's out of the 40.
We're going to have a 1st down.
And Richard Crawford with a missed tackle, and we finally bring him down at the 45-yard line of Bacon County. But there is a flag on the play. It's either going to be running into the kicker or offsides on number 25 of Wilcox County, and Bacon County will have the ball first and 10 down on about the 45-yard line here, pushing it. Good job. Thank you so much there as we tip our hats to Wilcox County helping us out there.
Offsetting penalties, we're going to have to redo it.
Re-kick it. Did they call a personal foul on Sabron in the backfield? Is that what it was?
They called running into the kicker on the backfield, and they called illegal motion on our offense.
Dadgummit. Is it okay for me to say dadgummit on there?
Well, it was for Bobby Bowden.
Dadgum. And so far, our Patriots have called all the breaks, and our Red Raiders are not able to catch any right now. So it looks like we're deciding here it's going to be 4th down and a yard. And we're coming in. We're still going to punt it here. Sabron's back deep. Number 7, Jonathan Howard back deep to receive the punt on about the 35-yard line of Wilcox County. No rush, a high, nice end-over-end kick. It's going to hit at about the 35 and take a Bacon County roll down to around the 20, what is that, the
31-yard line.
30-yard line, 31. So they'll spot it, and that's where Wilcox County's offense will take over, and we turn field position over that time, back them up 10 more yards. And that's one of the things we've got to do.
We want to thank our in-game sponsors. We want to thank Pierce County Auto in Blackshear, the Medicine Cabinet in Alma and other locations, Waycross, also in Douglas. We want to thank Crosby Nissan in Waycross and the Alma Church of God. Anderson Buick GMC on the Bowens Mill Highway in Douglas. Dr. James McQuigg and his staff at Family Vision in Alma. C. Bennett and Johnson Insurance Company. Lassiter Equipment in Douglas and in Hazelhurst.
They're going to come out trips to the left, single man to the right. Claire's going to take the ball, going to hand it to Ford. We had him in the backfield, but we couldn't make a tackle. He cuts upfield, breaks a tackle or two, and he's down to about the 40-yard line, and it'll be 2nd down and 9. Boy, we really got some penetration back there and pushed him back, but we couldn't make the tackle on the play. They really just couldn't get there. So far, Wilcox County speed has they've just outran us.
Got a gain of 9 yards, and now it's 2nd and 1.
6-0 here. Wilcox County in the lead. 2nd down and 1 on the Patriots' 40-yard line.
Come on, guys. Let's buckle down right here.
Got tight formation. They're going to take a pitch. And Cody Metters drops him back for a loss of about 3 or 4 on the play, as that was a very gutsy call by the coaching staff of Wilcox County, as the pitch was almost
that was a weird call.
Mishandled.
I don't know what that was.
That's just some of that new stuff that they do. You watch them, watch some of the college guys. They'll snap the ball.
That was ugly.
It's replaced the direct snap to the running back is what it's done. Quarterback will catch the ball and just toss it out to the running back.
That looked almost like a busted play. I'm not saying it wasn't a play. I'm just saying
Going to take the ball, going to fake it. Going to try to get him to the outside. Drell Green cuts him back, but just a shifty guy. He's down to the 40. He's still going. They finally bring him down around the 41-yard line of Bacon County. And he's getting up a little bit shaky, a little bit limpy. That'll be the last time that you see Mikael Grace run the ball tonight, as he's holding his ankle down there. And we just have no answer for their speed.
Not right now, we don't. He just following his blockers. They had our defensive end push 10 yards off the ball then. But there was 3 of them.
We're playing like a whoop team, and it's only 6-0. 3:44 here. Come on, guys. Find a little bit of passion. Trips to the right. Going to take the ball. He's looking, throws back to Bug down the field. He's got one man to beat, but we bring him down at about the 32-yard line. And once again, we're giving him 7 yards to begin with.
Yep. And they're going to take it all night long.
It's like a pitch. I mean, it's just like a pitch. We've got to get in their face and move the ball. I'm not the coach on that side. Don't question the coach, but that's just a duh thing. So far, the target for Mikael Grace tonight has been number 7, Jonathan Howard, the junior. He's their second leading rusher. Mikael in shotgun formation, trips to the right, single man to the left. He looks to the right, goes back left, across the middle, and Matt Thrift ball up in the air. As Thrift got a hand on it, and then Sabron made a cut inside and knocked the ball up in the air. Good defense there for Sabron on number 7, Jonathan Howard. That'll be 3rd down and about 1. Ball on the Bacon County 32-yard line. 6-0. 2:55 left to go in the first quarter. And I don't know if you're listening to us and you feel like we're already out of the game, but we're not.
We're not out of the game. I just hope our guys know we're not out of the game.
We've got to have a big stop here. As they're double teaming out here. Trips to the right. Krell going to take it. He's just going to run. He's got a big hole up the middle. He tries to cut to the outside. Missed tackle, another missed tackle. And finally, Thrift brings him down at about the 19, 18-yard line of Bacon County. And that's first down Patriots. As we're running a 3-down lineman on our defense because of the lack of defensive linemen that we have. And, they're just snapping the ball and finding the hole. He made a couple of guys miss there, shifty move here, but one of them was just a simple broken tackle. 2:43 here, and it's first down on the 18-yard line of Bacon County, and Wilcox County is having their way with our defense. Trips to the right. Going to move the running back in shotgun formation to his right. Number 8 out to the left. Going to take the ball, drop, trying to set up a screen over the middle. Oh, and we dropped it. As Devontae O'Neal missed the interception, Drell Green hit him in his hands.
Man, we can't afford not to catch those balls. We got to have interceptions.
So far,
that was not a surprise. That was not a surprise. He saw it. He went up. He made the play. He just didn't catch it. And you got to catch those kind of balls. You can't afford to let a team like that off the hook. When they make a mistake, you got to make them pay.
Right through the hands of Devontae O'Neal. So
that's 2 good plays we made this series. There you go. Good play.
Got a man out there, and they knock him, and they knock it out. It'll be third. No, actually, they're going to mark that he caught the ball.
It was a good catch.
That was a good catch, as he was hit immediately, and he caught the ball through a swiping hand, and that'll be 3rd down and short for Wilcox County. He's going to put the ball down
on the 10-yard line.
On the 10-yard line, and looks like they're measuring the ball.
They're going to bring the sticks to place the ball. It's that close.
So it'll be 3rd down in inches, literally here. 2:08 left in the first quarter. 6-0 Wilcox, but Wilcox is knocking on the door of the Bacon County as they're on their 10-yard line. And it'll be 3rd down in inches. Really good play there by Wilcox. But I tell you what, our cornerbacks are besides being 8 yards off the ball sometimes and giving them 7 yards, they're playing pretty good.
I hope we don't wait too late to realize that we can play with these guys.
Trips to the left. They're spread out. Mikael Grace in shotgun. He's going to give it to number 4. He's going to try to find room.
And we got him in the backfield.
And we're driving him back as he knocked him back to
awesome
about
play.
The 15-yard line, and that's going to bring up a 4th down for the Wilcox County Patriots.
That's a way to stiffen your back.
Going to see what they're going to do here, as it'll be 4th down and a long 4. for the Patriots, and their offense is still on the field. Quez Mahogany coming onto the field to bring the play in to the Patriots.
With the top offense that they've got here, I don't blame their coach for going for it right here at all. Even if we stop them, we're way, way deep in our own territory. And we need to be careful, make sure we don't jump right here and give them something cheap.
And it looks like
timeout.
Macon County is going to take a timeout. And with the Red Raiders, no, actually, Wilcox County going to take a timeout. And with the Raiders here, with the Wilcox Patriots, we're going to take a quick station break. Don't turn your dial because we've got a chance to turn this momentum back in our direction right here when we come back on 97.9 The Big Dog.
Sponsors, Lamar's Pharmacy and Dr. Jeffrey Silvera at the Ear, Nose, and Throat Clinic on Westside Drive in Douglas. Richmond Baking, and of course every timeout is sponsored by C. Bennett and Johnson Insurance Agency. Want to be sure and patronize these people that sponsor these games. Be sure and do business with them and tell them you heard about it at the Bacon County Red Raider football game.
4th down and 4 here. Minute 29 left. 6-0. Going to take the snap. They're going to fake it, and he's got a huge hole as he's going to fall down to about the 2-yard line. And how in the world?
Well, they've run it every time on 3rd down. They've run that play every time on 3rd down.
That time we had 4 down linemen. As we walked up, but they opened up a hole the size of you could drive a semi-truck through. And he's down to the 2-yard line, and it'll be 1st and goal here for the Wilcox County Patriots. And I got a feeling the way it looks right now, we need a turnover big time. Get some momentum going our way. Got double twins to the right and to the left. They're going to roll McHale out to the right. He's going to throw it to the corner, and the ball is dropped. Incomplete. Quez Mahogany dropped the ball as he had our guy beat on a little quick out. And a perfect ball thrown by the young quarterback here, the junior quarterback at Wilcox County. And what a future this young man has. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, that was a beautiful ball.
Every ball he's thrown has been on time. Been on time, and it's been right there where it needs to be.
Of course, when you've got enough time to make a sack lunch back there because there's nobody pressuring you, we're getting absolutely no pressure. Their offensive line, I don't know if they're holding us or if they're blocking us, but they're keeping us out of their backfield.
Trips to the left, typeset. They're going to take it, going to fake it to number 4.
Another touchdown.
And he's going to try to get up in there, and he does. He runs it in for a touchdown. Touchdown, Wilcox County. And they're going to go for 2 this time to try to make it 14-0 to be up by 2 scores.
McHale Grace is getting a little bit more work than I think he figured he wanted to.
And he showed a little toughness there.
I don't know that we were prepared for his ability to run the ball. Not saying we didn't know he could do it, but I've not heard a lot of talk this week about his ability to run, and I don't know that we've had him covered.
Yeah, and that's just apparent there, and he's ran the ball 2 good times. They're going to go for it, going to take it, going to pump. He's going to roll to his left as he's under pressure, gets a block, throws it to the back out of the end zone, and the 2-point conversion
good job, guys.
Is no good. And
now if we can score, we need to just put a touchdown on it. 12-7.
12-0 here at Donnie Clack Stadium early on. 54 seconds left to go in the first quarter. And so far, Wilcox County's high-powered offense has shown tonight. They've moved the ball on us. And with, surprisingly enough, with the feet of McHale Grace, their quarterback.
Well, you can tell that they've had 2 weeks to prepare for us. They knew exactly what we were going to come out and try to do, and they're going to make us do something different. And we're going to have to – I personally think that if we're going to continue to run the veer the way we run it, that we're going to have to consider pitching the ball to our running back because they've got our quarterback and our fullback covered.
All the way.
In fact, Coach Ledford alluded to that in the pregame show.
Matt Thrift's pulls are no longer helping. Gonna take the ball, number 63, gonna kick it deep. Crawford, as the ball's gonna be out, it's gonna be at the 20 as there was a miscommunication between Sabron and Richard Crawford on the play. And it was over the head of Richard Crawford. And we'll take over at the 20-yard line. Our own 20-yard line, and that's where it'll be 1st and 10 Raiders. 54 seconds left to go here in the first quarter. Wilcox County up 12-0. Ball on the 20-yard line. Matt Thrift on the sideline getting the play from Coach Bobby Johns.
Early score in from McIntosh Academy, who's playing Pierce. In the first quarter, the score 7-7.
And Pierce County really needs a win tonight. We're going to come out, twins to the right here. Single man under center. Going to take the ball, and we're going to hand it to our fullback, and we get a gain of about a yard on the play as there's just nowhere to go. 2nd down and 9. And this is where it gets frustrating right here.
Right.
When you got an offense like ours that just runs the ball and runs the ball and runs the ball, and there's nothing else we can do. And the big fellas for Wilcox County is just
dominating the line of scrimmage.
They've got 9 men in the box, 8. And it's like I said, they're 3 middle guys, 290, 290, and 295. But we can still move the ball if we can get to the perimeter. Single man out here, going to take the ball. He's going to fake it, going to drop it, going to throw it to a man, and it's in our hands and out of our hands. Ball incomplete.
Great pass.
To number 8, Dylan Tillman. Is that Tillman wearing number 8 tonight? Yep, Dylan Tillman, number 8, and it just went in his hands and out of his hands. And we're playing very timid, very timid, scared, very scared, as this blue and white of Wilcox County has intimidated the heck out of us. 7 seconds left to go here in the first quarter. A great pass by Matt Thrift on the play, which would have gave us a 1st down and brought the ball out to about the 35-yard line. We just couldn't bring it in. We're taking a lot of time here as we break the huddle. And the clock is winding here. We got twins to the right. Thrift's going to get his guys down. Does he get the ball off in time? He does. He's going to roll to his right. He's going to throw it down the sideline, up for grabs. And incomplete as number 2 made a one-handed catch out of bounds, and that'll bring up 3rd down and 9. And our Red Raiders will have to punt the ball again. As you can tell, that right there was a design. I don't know if that was a read or what. But, we had a guy that curled up. No, we had 2 guys running together there.
Somebody run a wrong pattern.
Somebody was supposed to curl up. It looked like a curl wheel. And Sabron will be back at about he'll punt the ball from about the 9-yard line. No rush. Going to get a good high kick, end over end. Ball going to take a bounce across the 50, and it's going to get a Raider roll down to about the 44-yard line of Wilcox County. And a good punt by Sabron. That'll be the end of the first quarter here from Donnie Clack Stadium in Rochelle, Georgia. 12-0, Wilcox County on top of our Red Raiders. We're going to take a quick 30-second break, and we'll be back for more Red Raider football. All right, we're back here from Rochelle, Georgia, and so far Wilcox County dominated the first quarter of play. Can Coach Johns get his guys motivated is the question, and right now is the time to get them motivated. We need to stop here, Wilcox County, or this thing could get ugly and get ugly quick, and we've got to find an answer, and it's clearly the adjustment is clear. We've got to stop number 10.
Well, that's what we've got to do, and everything else you can tell we know what they're going to do, and we've been there to try to make the plays. But their quarterback has got all the big 3rd down rushes, even when we had him 3rd and 17. he cut it up on what appeared to be a broken play. Got a first down. Then we got a hitting out of bounds penalty that give him good yardage. We had him there. We had him fourth down. What does he do? He drifts back up the middle for a first down. So the answer that we've not had is not for their passing game. We've not had it for their running games and the legs of their quarterback.
We're going to show blitz here. We're going to get outside. He's got all the time in the world to throw. He's got a man deep, wide open is number 11, and he catches the ball. He's at the 5. He's down at about
down at the 13-yard
line. Milton Jackson, another one of their big receivers, got behind us. But McCrell Grace counted to 112 times before he threw the ball.
He got behind number 21, which is, what's the new kid's name? Gary Wright. Gary Wright got behind him.
That was just a good matchup. Wright is one of our outside linebackers, and they had an outside linebacker matched up against one of their faster guys.
The lighting is a little bit poor here, and it's hard.
Snap.
Oh, goodness.
And he just scrambles. He picks up the ball, and he's untouched into the end zone.
I didn't think I'd ever say that, but that kid, he may be as fast as Nick Marshall was.
He's fast.
He's athletic.
18-0 here at Rochelle. And just what we didn't need to happen has happened. 11-19 here in the second quarter, and it's 18-0. Wilcox County over our Red Raiders, and they're going to go for 2 here as McKell Grace has scored all 3 touchdowns in this ball game. Well, I guess we're going to sit back and watch an offense work tonight because there has absolutely been no defense on the Raiders side of the ball. Twins to the double twins. He's looking back right, fakes it. Got some pressure.
We don't even know where the ball's at.
And it's a touchdown as he scrambled around, bought time, and he scored. 2-point conversion is good. It's 20-0 here early in the second quarter. We're going to take a quick 30-second timeout break. I said, I know who I'll be watching in the playoffs after the first round. Rolling. These boys is good.
I guess so.
So they bad. All right, we're back right here as it's 20-0 here early in the second quarter as Wilcox County high-powered offense has showed us up. We had no answer whatsoever. Wilcox County fans are on their attention as they're going to be kicking deep to our Raiders. He's going to take the ball, and he's going to kick it deep to Sabron. Sabron going to take it at around the 9-yard line.
There you go.
And he's got a hole, and he's just tripped up. Looks like they're going to mark it down at about the 28-yard line, and boy, Sabron was one trip away from hitting it.
He hit the hole good that
if
time.
If we could get some of our linemen out of the way on that kickoff, we'd be all right. So the Red Raiders take over. Early in the second quarter, and there's no doubt about it, you've got to score here.
We're not going to be able to do it. I don't think we're going to be able to score by trying to get our yardage up the middle tonight. I just don't think we're going to be able to do it. They're just too big and physical.
What makes you say that? The fact that they've stopped us every time. Single backfield, going to take it, going to quick pitch it. We're going to get to the corner, but boy, what some speed as they showed number 6.
All right. That's all right.
Flying up, but boy, we softened the edge
3
there.
yards.
Gained 3 yards on the play. Number 6 flew up and made the tackle.
Which shows us that our coaches are trying to make adjustments. I mean,
there's no doubt. Coach Bobby Johns and them knew the battle that they were facing when they come into this game.
They sure did.
Ball on the 30-yard line. That'll give us a gain of 2 on the play. It'll be 2nd and 8 on our own 30-yard line. 10:46 here in the second quarter. 20-0. Wilcox County on top. Matt Thrift under center. Going to take the ball. He's going to mesh it. He's going to get around the corner. And, boy, that edge is already softened up. If he could have just broke one tackle there. And he gained a yard, 2 yards on the play.
Well, you know what? I think he may have should have let that ball ride then, because it looked like DeJuan was 5 yards back into the defensive secondary.
Be 3rd down and a long 6 for Red Raiders. Sabron coming on.
Oh, this is big right here. We need a score right here for to keep it. We need a score, a stop, and a score for us to be able to be close at halftime.
Got to get this ball game within reach before halftime. I formation. Matt Thrift, twins to the left. Going to take the ball. He's going to fake it. Got some pressure. He's going to throw it deep, and he just overthrew him there.
That was a pretty ball.
Was a pretty ball. It was down. As if Sabron would have caught that, he would have been at the 40-yard line, and that's going to bring on our punt team once again, as Wilcox County is just making us do something that we're not used to. But, you know, Coach Johns has said it before. We're going to do what we do best until we have to do something else. And it just seems like we've caught a couple of good teams here of late, and they've been able to scheme against what we do best. High snap, Sabron handles it. Going to kick it end over end, and it's going to hit, and it's going to take a roll, and he touched the ball.
He didn't get on the ball.
And he fell down on the ball back at about the 20-yard line, maybe the
That was the best play of the night for
line,
the Bacon County Red Raiders.
as the young junior for Wilcox County made a bonehead play and about gave us the ball down on about the 18. But Wilcox County will take over on offense once again, and that last time we just gave them a big play. We've kept the big play away from them so far, but that time they got the matchup that they wanted on our linebacker, and it was not very pretty. 1st and 10 on the Wilcox has the ball on the 18-yard line, 20-0 here early in the second quarter. Low snap, Grace looking, and he's going to throw it deep to number 11, who's caught it again. He got behind, and Devontae O'Neal brings him down. He caught the ball around the 38-yard line, and he's brought down at about the 32. As the young fella just literally outrun us. That's their 4th leading receiver. That's their, in receptions and passes. Number 11, Milton Jackson.
He's a senior this year.
6'4", 180 pounds. Wilcox County has the ball on the Bacon County 30-yard line. Twins to the right and to the left. Number 10 going to look. He's looking all day. Going to throw it deep. He's got a man in the end zone. Touchdown, Wilcox County. That'll put them up 26-0 here early in the second quarter.
We're just not able to get any penetration. We blitzed the linebacker that time, and when we did, one of their guards picked up our blitz. And I tell you what, I think we've run into the perfect storm up here tonight. They're talking about the perfect storm being off the northeast coast this weekend. Snowstorm, a lot of wind, a lot of waves, and looks like they missed it.
Nope. No, it was good. 27-0 here, 9:07 left to go in the second quarter, and Wilcox County has this one in control right now. As they are,
the perfect storm that I was alluding to is when all the fronts come together, and you got warm air, you got cold air, and you got a lot of wind. Low pressures. What we've run into tonight is we've got senior night over here. We've got a team that's able to clinch the region title over here tonight, and they've had 2 weeks to prepare for us. So when you get the perfect storm, you can see that they know where we're soft, and they know what it takes to stop us, and they're hitting on all cylinders, and I'm not sure we've got off the bus yet.
Well, they're just the dominant team here, but still a lot of football left to play. Number 1, Sabron going to take the ball at about the 2-yard line. He's going to run up. He's going to get to the outside, but he's not able to break a tackle. It's going to bring him ball back out to the 20-yard line, and that's where our offense will take over. And we'll see if we come out in shotgun or some kind of formation to try to score, as we've got to move the ball here early on. And you know, it's the second quarter, but I hate to say it, it's no longer, it's a must move the ball for Pride.
Yeah, I'm anxious to see exactly what we do right here.
Few scores from around the region. Clinch County out early, 21-0 over Atco, and Appling County up 7-0 over Vidalia. Jeff Davis 14-7 over Berrien, and Fitzgerald 22-0 over Brooks. Going to take the ball and going to hand it. Boy, Dillon hit the hole hard there, but he was only able to get about 2 yards, as Wilcox County is really a lot more physical than what I thought.
Yeah, me too. They are, and that's what some of the things that they've been missing in the years past. Even when they were won the state championship a couple of years ago, they were not the most physical team that you would face. They were finesse, they were fast, but you add a physicality to them. They're big, they're fast, they're athletic. At number 56, I've mentioned him already one time, Alvin Williams. I saw him when he came out of the locker room. I spotted him, and I'm half a field away from him, and I commented to you, look at that guy. He's thick in the legs, thick in the tail, thick up around his shoulders. He's 5'10". He's compact, but he weighs 220 pounds, and he's fast. And
that's right.
It's just a football player. We don't have anybody on our team that's anywhere near that size. You know, and that he's one of their smallest defensive ends. He's, you know, smallest defensive lineman. He plays defensive end for them. So, you know, we got 240-pound guys, 295-pound guys that we're trying to block with our 180-pound offensive guards, and we're just not getting a lot of push.
Well, we know where we've got to be, and with Coach John's fans, don't get your heads down tonight. 27-0. We're facing what possibly could be a state champion in Wilcox County, as they just look that good. This ball, still a lot of ball game left. Usually you hear this talk around the fourth quarter, but they are just outrunning us everywhere tonight. But 3 years from now, 2 years from now, next year, we're going to be a lot better football team than we are now. Griff's going to take the ball, and he's going to try to get around the corner, and just nothing going, as it's going to be second down. Going to be third down. He gained a yard on the play. Third down and about 7. And Jay Jackson laying down on the field, but he gets up and heads back to the huddle. One of the things we got to think about too, if we can't score here early or score in this first quarter, we got to think about injuries, saving ourselves for next week, because we're playing for a 4th spot.
We're playing for a state playoff berth.
That's right. And if we don't come out of this game victorious tonight, then next week it'll come down between us and Lanier. Going to be third down and 6. Matt Thrift giving signals to his line. Tight formation. Going to take the ball. He's going to fake it. He's going to roll out. And he just pulls it down, and then he tries to throw it deep. And he overthrows number 26, Chris Rigby, on the play. And going to be incomplete. Going to bring up 4th down and 6. And the Raiders are going to have to punt again early.
Number 13, Dalton Almond, was 20 yards wide open down the field. And we rolled our quarterback to the left, which is he's right-handed, so he had to throw against his body. I believe if we'd run the same play, maybe run it to the right where he could have threw while he was running, that would have been 6 points, because he was 20 yards away from anybody.
We've got to be able to block those guys off the end that's getting Matt pressure. But he had to run back to the wide side of the field there. How we're going to let the ball bounce at about the 45, and that's where we'll down it.
Well, the bright spot of the night for us has been our punting. So Braun's done a good job punting.
Coach Johns had commented earlier on, or last week rather, that Sabron, there was one game we went with Sabron didn't kick and he didn't punt, and that was because it was affecting his knee. But clearly tonight, that is not affecting him. Sabron can really boot that thing high,
right,
and he gets a fairly good distant kick for high school. So here we go. Mikael Grace out of the game, number 6. They're back up, or there's a running back. Brandon Lawson is in at quarterback. Actually, Holmes is going to take the snap. It's a direct snap. He's going to try to get to the outside. He outruns Peterson. He almost loses the ball, but he's still going down to about the 45-yard line of Wilcox County as he crossed the 50. And that was a Wildcat formation. Is their backup? I guess this is their backup quarterback. It doesn't show it, but Brandon Lawson looking like he's going to stay in the game here. Jamal Holmes, number 4 for Wilcox County, took the snap.
Both of these guys are seniors, so they've played number 6 and number 4, so they've played a lot before.
And that's another thing. We're facing 15 seniors tonight, an experienced group who's been there. Number 4 going to take the ball. He's going to run to the left. Payson tried to blow it up, but he gets a big block, and we finally, Sabron with a physical tackle at around the 35-yard line. Let's see, they'll mark it just short of the 35-yard line, and it'll be 2nd down and 1.
For those of you interested in a little baseball game that's going on tonight, bottom of the 1st, Texas winning 2-0.
The World Series taking place, and what a game it was last night as Texas is ahead in the bottom of the 1st 2-0, and they have my vote. Stan Hughes, he's not listening because he's calling the game, but wished he was. 6 minutes here in the 2nd quarter, 27-0. Wilcox County already with their backup quarterback in. They'll take the ball, going to hand it to number 6, and we stop him short of the 1st down on a very good play. Ronnie Peterson and Payson Sam's up in there. And Wilcox County has got a player down on the field.
Ooh, that don't look good. He's holding his knee.
Yeah, he's getting up, number 51, Michael Dennard. And just by the indication of the color of his skin, he's not kin to the Dennard boys that played here back in 2007 when they were state runner-up. And Alfonso Dennard is playing now at Nebraska and is one of the top-ranked quarterbacks coming into the NFL draft this year. He's had a good year at Nebraska. So that tells you some of the athletes that Wilcox County's putting out. And
you know, I've always followed, being from Ware County, 4A football, followed 4A football, and, of course, living in Coffee County for years, I've always followed 5A football. But can I tell you, since I began to watch the single A football over the last 4 or 5 years, there's a lot of good athletes. There's a lot of good athletes. There's a lot of guys that's playing at the University of Georgia, University of Florida, University of Alabama, that's come from small town USA. You know what I'm saying? And we see a lot of good athletes. Nick Marshall, of course, dual sport athlete from Wilcox County, is now at the University of Georgia. He's going to be playing also basketball for Coach Mark Fox and the University of Georgia Bulldogs basketball team. He's already got playing time this year as a freshman as a defensive back at the University of Georgia. And can I tell you something? I see 3 or 4 what I would think to be college athletes on Wilcox County's team right now.
no doubt.
I see some guys that I feel like can play college ball somewhere.
Couple of scores from around as number 51 is walking off. Ware County up 12-3 over Wayne County. Early on, Colquitt 3, Coffee nothing. Lowndes 7-0 over Tift. Appleton still 7-0 over Vidalia. Clinch 21-0 over Atco. Fitzgerald 22-0 over Brooks, and Jeff Davis 14-7 over Berrien. It's going to be 3rd down and 1. Going to take the ball, going to run number 4, and he slips down, and he's going to be short. We'll see where the spot is. It looks like it's going to be short. And it's going to be short, about a yard short of the 1st down. And you may see a punt here with Wilcox County up 27-0, knowing Coach Ledford, though, he's going to go for it. It's going to be 4th down and 1.
Well, he slipped in his cutter. That would have been a 1st down. He was just trying to slip past a guy, and his feet went out from under him.
And he's going to take the ball. He's going to go forward, and we got him in the backfield. As we'll quit. Oh, and he fought. If we would have, we were trying to rip the ball there, trying to take the ball instead of making a tackle. And he goes forward on the 2nd effort for a 1st down.
Let him fall forward for a 1st down.
He didn't fall. He lunged forward.
Yeah.
He's moving those legs. We're trying to strip the ball. Early in Coffee just tied at 3-3 in the showdown of Region 1-5A. Coffee only has 1 loss. That would put Colquitt at 1 loss. Be very interesting to see what happens. Number 4 going to take the ball.
Great play. Great
And we're
play.
stretching him out. Finally
play.
bring him down and knock him back.
Great
See if
play.
they give him forward progress on the play.
That was an absolutely outstanding play by number 3, Drill.
And that's one of our freshmen. And I'm telling you, fans, we got some stuff to look forward to. Just keep in mind tonight we're playing a team that is experienced. We're playing a team on senior night. We're playing a team that's fighting that will clinch the region championship. We're playing a team full of seniors. And some of our bright players that are playing well tonight are some of our freshmen. Got a lot to look forward to. Number 10, Mikael Grace, back in the ball game as they really haven't moved the ball without him in the game. He's going to drop back, and they got a little crossing route, crossed up, throws it up, and it's incomplete. Just seeing that right there as the ball, as Drell come down on his foot a little bit. Just think, what if?
What if we had intercepted that ball down here deep?
What if? What if Sabron would have intercepted that ball on the first drive? That's the kind of things that championship teams do.
That's right.
And we're going to get there.
Right.
Talking to Coach Johns this week, and I just walked in his office, and I just told him, Coach, I appreciate everything that you do, but I'll tell you this, if we were to stop right now, you've done more than what I expected this year.
That's right. Me too. Ooh, nice play.
Going to throw a screen to Quez Mahogany, and he's got a lot of room. He gets a block, another block, and he's down the sideline. Touchdown, Wilcox County.
That was a nice play.
Nice play, well executed, and the receivers. The receivers for Wilcox County just made 2 great blocks to get him stretched, but there is a flag down, and it's probably unsportsmanlike conduct. Wilcox County likes to celebrate a little bit.
Unsportsmanlike conduct, that's right, against Wilcox County.
I know them too well. 33-0 here. And if you're wondering one thing, I am not enjoying this, fans.
That's right.
I know a lot of you think, know I'm from Wilcox County, but I'm not enjoying this at all. 33-0, 3:21 left here in the second quarter. And the emotions of our fans and our football players and coaches say it all right now.
Yeah, you could hear a pin drop on our sideline right now.
Well, you just coming into this game, you know how Wilcox County, how good they are. The key and the challenge Coach Johns had this week, he said, is to get our guys to believe, and apparently he never was able to get them to believe.
Well, he was talking early on about them being down, not that they wasn't executing, but just the emotion of it. They were being down. We've been riding on a high all year long, and then last week the wheel fell off a little bit, and I don't think we've recovered yet. Well, same thing happened to Lowndes. They lost to Valdosta and then turned around and lost to Colquitt County and got blew out by Colquitt County. And talking with their quarterback, he said the problem, we were still spinning and still reeling from the loss that we had against Valdosta. And then, lo and behold, they came out last week against Coffee and just about run them out of the stadium. So
it all comes down to this is part of building a program.
That's right.
I mean, to have a winning season and make the playoffs this year is outstanding for where we were. And Bacon County, I can say that at free will because I hadn't been around Bacon County, but the guys just didn't play good football until this year. And Coach Johns and his coaching staff has brought the winning mentality, and they're going to continue to pound it here. As it's 34-0, 3:21 left to go in the second quarter.
We better be careful. This guy kicking over our head here. We don't need that to happen.
As they're going to kick the ball from about their 25-yard line because of the unsportsmanlike penalty, and he's going to kick it. We're going to take it at the 20. Crawford's going to take the ball. He's going to make a couple of cuts, and Crawford's really shifty. And he brings it out to about the 33-yard line, and that's where it'll be first down for the Red Raiders. Well, you think we're going to come out and try to run it right up the middle again?
Well, I don't know what we're going to do.
We don't have an offense built to come back from this deficit. But we do have an offense that's built to run this clock out and to keep their offense off the field, and we've got to do that. But we kind of at this point we got to score quick.
For us to have any chance to win the game, we're going to have to score quick.
And there's a lot of confusion on the play as they're bringing trips out here. We're trying to get set up. And Sabron going to take the ball, and he's just going to sling it to the side, and he is hit hard. There was absolutely no blocking on the play. I don't know if there was some confusion.
Well, our guys are kind of enjoying watching the game right now. They've made this long trip over here, and they practiced hard all week, so they felt like they needed to be able to enjoy the game a little bit.
You hear us talking like that. Coach John's he's saying it all week how terrible of a week of practice we had. No emotion whatsoever, and it's just showing on the field. And we're down 34-0 before halftime here. And we'll be lucky if we get out of the first half without it being worse than that. Sabron going to be in at shotgun. Trips.
We got delayed game.
No way that could be a delayed game.
That's what he just called.
He restarted his clock the wrong way. There's no way that took that time. Just remember something, Raider fans. Win with class, lose with class.
Just got a text from a friend. Pierce County's up 14-7 on McIntosh County Academy. Never going to get there that way, Sabron.
As we tried something that I was talking to you about, see if I figured Coach would try this. Sabron's more shifty. He's got a little bit stronger arm than Matt does. But once again, we're in shotgun formation and we're just trying to run the ball. It's just not going to happen. 34-0, teams can pin their ears back and just come at us. And it's going to be interesting to see if our guys are going to fight. See what their heart really is. This is gut checking time for the Red Raiders. Matt Thrifts going to come out here. Trips formation with Richard Crawford and Dalton Almond. There's the snap as it's been a mess. Kick it out of the back of the end zone, and that's going to be a safety on the play. It's 36-0. 2:11 here in the ball game.
Well, that didn't work.
36-0 now.
That didn't work there. We're trying. Give us an A for effort, but that didn't work. We need to go back to putting Matt back at quarterback. Sabron's not the answer at quarterback. That answered a question we may have had.
Well, you didn't really give him an opportunity. That you never know on that snap right there if that's Michael Thornton or if that's Sabron. Sabron clearly wasn't looking at the play. And but we wanted to see it, and I got a feeling in order to do it, we'll see it. 2:11 here to go in the second quarter, 36-0.
We're going to be kicking.
County.
We're going to be kicking from our 20-yard line.
20-yard
we
line.
get the opportunity to either punt it or kick it off, and I think we're going to
kick it off as Sabron's bringing his tee.
Yeah,
getting it ready.
Got to be sure and get that towel fixed. Let's see. Got to get the towel fixed on the front. As long as we look good, we got to make sure we look good.
At this point, we got to do something right. And he's going to take the ball and he's going to kick it.
Great kick.
Good kick as he kicks it deep all the way to the 20-yard line.
Don't let him have the middle, guys.
Oh, and we got a big hit there by number 51, but we gave him to the outside and he's in on the tackle there. Jeffrey Pruitt, he's a senior. And you like to see that as he blew somebody up back there in the backfield, and then he come and made the tackle. Ronnie Peterson limping off the field, but now he's staying on the field. Does he look like
We
he
can't
got
afford
stung
for
there?
Ronnie. He's the fire plug on our defense tonight.
You notice we really hadn't dialed up any blitzes, any tonight, maybe one or two. Hadn't dialed up a lot of blitzes. We're actually trying to cover these guys. What I expected a little bit was a little bit more physical play out of our defense. Sometimes you don't mean to as a coaching staff because you can't get guys to understand it. But sometimes
We're
when
not
you back
sure
off
what
and
was
play,
going on. We need to call a timeout before they score on us right
and
here.
Wilcox County's just letting the time burn, I formation, and I take it, and they're going to hand it to number 5, who's got a block or two, but he's still driving the pile to the 40-yard line. And that's where it'll be marked. 150 and ticking here in the second quarter, and it's been a long second quarter for Raider fans. As it's 36-0. Ball spotted on the 40-yard line of Bacon County, 2nd down and 5. Number 5, Tim Turner, who is a senior, ran the ball that time for a gain of 5 on the play, and he's still in at tailback.
And they've put a lot of substitutes in now. Still got Mikael Grace, our quarterback.
Take the ball, going to hand it to number 6, and we drop him. He gains about 2 on the play, as that was big Ronnie Peterson flying up in there and making the tackle.
Payson Sams, he's up there again, making a tackle.
A lot of our young guys, that's what it is. A lot of our young guys. Ronnie trying to get his defense straightened out. It's 3rd down and about 4, a long 4. 50 seconds and ticking here left to go, and looks like as they're taking their time, he's going to take the ball. Going to drop back to throw it. Throws it out to number 7, who gets to the corner, and Sabron, he makes a tackle. And they're going to mark him down as Drell Green was coming up for a kill shot. And number 7, Wilcox County, Jonathan Howard got down just
he
in
got
time.
down just in the nick of time, or he would have tore his head off.
And that'll be a 1st down, though, with 35 seconds here to go. Ball on the 30-yard line. And, man, the bright spot of the night is to watch our young guys grow up a little bit and continue to play and play well. They're going to pitch it to the outside. We're chasing him when he gets a block, and he's out at about the 25-yard line.
Yeah, looks like he's out at about the 25. Yeah, that's right.
Timeout Wilcox County with 13 seconds left to go here, and Coach Ledford going to try to put it in the end zone here.
He's got a team he's got to bring up next year. Some folks may not like what he's doing right here, but it's not like he's got his first teamers out there against us right now. He's got his second team out there, and they practice hard every week, and they work hard every week, and now he wants them to be able to perform at the top, at the level that they can perform at.
You never know when one of
That's how you keep a program going.
You never know when one of your studs are going to go down late in the playoffs, early in the playoffs, and somebody's got to step in and play. You've got to keep them ready. 13 seconds. Remember to stay tuned for the Crosby Nissan halftime shows. We're going to be hearing from our cheerleading coaches, and Shane Bennett will be back with some stats, as there's not a lot of stats to give offensively for the Raiders tonight, as Wilcox County has really handled our offense very well. But stay tuned for the Crosby Nissan halftime show in about 13 seconds. Going to take the ball, going to hand it to number 5, and he's finally brought down, and time is ticking. We're under 5 seconds here.
Big Cody Metters.
Cody Metters on the tackle, and timeout one more time, and they're going to work on something. 2.6 seconds left to go.
They're going to try a long field goal. I think they're going to try a long field goal. This is
this young guy, number 63, Juan Calorillo or however you say it. He's a 5'9", 205 junior, and he's a good-looking kicker. As he was making some good kicks. And this is something Wilcox County hadn't had in the past that could come in and benefit them in the playoffs.
I think what they're doing right now is just giving their kicker an opportunity to see what he can do, because in case they need him later on during the season.
No doubt. Good snap. It's down. The kick is up, and he just
He yanked it.
yanked it to the left there. And that's the end of the first half here from Rochelle Donnie Clark Stadium. Wilcox County 36, Red Raiders nothing. The Raiders go into the locker room, see if we can make some adjustments, come out and put some points on the board. We're going to take a quick 30-second break, and then we'll be back here on the Crosby Nissan halftime show to hear from our cheerleading coach. And so stay tuned. We're going to take a quick break. All right, I'm going to play something. So just let me know when you get a phone. You let me know, Roland, when you're ready. Yeah, that's good. All right, Raider fans, we're here at halftime. We're going to listen in right now to our Crosby Nissan halftime interview with the cheerleading coaches.
Okay, everybody, we're here with the Crosby Nissan halftime show. We're here with Miss Tanya Bordeaux and Miss Dawn Flowers, who is our cheerleading coaches. Miss Bordeaux's the head coach, and Dawn is her assistant. And we're going to talk a little bit about cheerleading tonight. Girl. offense, no first downs, and Wilcox County broke the clock on us. But now it's a different half. Let's see what we're made of. Let's see what we can do. See if we'll step up and be the Raiders that we've been watching all year.
Wilcox County has been very impressive tonight. A few scores from around the area, the region. It's 41-0. Clinch taking care of business on their homecoming night against Atchison County. Seminole County in action in Region 1, Single A, 21-0 over Miller County. Appling County, last score we had 7-0. Fitzgerald 22-0 at halftime over Brooks. Pierce County taking care of business against McIntosh, 28-7. Right now, that's in the third quarter. Jeff Davis going into the third quarter, or in the third quarter, 34-7 over Barium. Ware County 19-3 over Wayne, and Colquitt County 17-3 over Coffee. In Coffee, Lowndes still 7-0 at halftime. So Braun gonna kick it deep. Ball's gonna be short, but Bug takes it, and he gets a hole. Jonathan Howard gets a hole in the shoelace tackle by number 2, Devontae O'Neal. Saves a touchdown in the opening kickoff return here to begin the second half.
He saw daylight that time, and all of a sudden his feet got knocked out from under him.
Yeah, you could tell he really turned on the wheels there, and good tackle by Devontae O'Neal.
All right, let's see what we can do right here. See what the coach is going to dial up here in the second half, and see if we do anything different.
Looks like we're still playing about 5 yards off of their receivers. Trip formation, twins. Trips to the right, twins to the left. Mikael Grace back in shotgun, going to throw it quick out to number 4. And he makes a couple of shifty moves. He cuts across the field, and we finally bring him down at about the 40 after a gain of about 13 yards and a Wilcox County first down.
That was a nice play. They had trips on one side, run their 3 receivers downfield and slip the running back out in the flats, and there was nobody out there with him. I don't know if we had a linebacker that was in coverage or who had his assignment, but he was wide open that time.
Ball spotted on the 37-yard line of the Raiders. Double twins to the left and to the right. Shotgun formation, going to take it, going to fake it, going to throw it on the screen to number 7. He gets it behind his wall. He's all the way down. Touchdown, Wilcox County.
Now, that guy's good. But to be 6'5", to have that kind of speed is ridiculous. He walked off and left us.
Yes, he did. And, you can tell Coach Ledford's going to continue to do this. 42-0. He's not going to. It's not that he's running up the score. He's going to work on things. He's got a team to build for a state championship.
That's what he's trying to do, get ready for a state championship. This is just another day at the office here. They brought their lunch pail, and they're taking care of business right now.
Kick is up, and it's good. Wilcox County 43. 9 minutes and 40 seconds here, and it looks like that we have decided to do a running clock, ladies and gentlemen. And third quarter, this game will be over before you know it with a running clock because it's never going to stop. 43-0. And Coach John said before the game he's not in the favor of running clocks. He was going to see what the look of the guys were going into halftime, and I guess he sees the lack of emotion like they come out and played that.
Well, Coach Johns has got his work cut out for him next week to be able to get our guys back up and get them ready to play. We got a playoff berth. We're still playing for a playoff berth.
You just got to forget it. You got to forget it and play. That one game that means everything. So Braun going to take the ball at about the 5. There's no blocking in front of him. And he's going to
Not one Wilcox County player's on the ground. We didn't hit anybody. Not one Bacon County player's on the ground.
What you're seeing there is you're just seeing the wall is not forming up deep enough. It's forming too shallow. And by the time they're taking off, you got 7 guys on one Raider fan or one Raider. Maybe some of our Raider fans could probably make a difference right now, but
their number 51 is coming back. I see him limping. Michael Dennard is coming back on the field, and it's ice around his ankle. It's not around his knee, so
It's good to see.
it's good to see.
That young man was a part of our youth group there at Pitt's Church of God. I formation. Going to take the ball, going to hand it.
Pitch it.
He's going to go around the corner. He's going to try to make a move in the biggest game of the night, gain of the day or the night for Red Raiders. I've called Wilcox County so much I can't hardly do it. Down to the 30-yard line to be second down and 1.
That was a nice play. That's what we got to do. That's what we got to work on.
Good play.
Good read, good mesh. We already look better than what we looked the whole first half. That was nice. It's good to see. We need to go down here and score. See what we can do right here. We even act like we got a little bit more life in us.
Raiders break the huddle. Trips. Matt Thrift going to take the ball and going to pitch it to Crawford. He's going to get out to the corner, and he's breaking it down 10
running
yards.
Hard,
he's
running
still
hard.
running, still pounding, and I like to see it up to the 42-yard line.
And there,
a lot of heart by our guys.
And there, Dylan Tillman was not in fisticuffs, but chipping back and forth with some of the Wilcox County players. They like to chip back and forth and talk, and
they're going to do it.
They're front runners. They're good front runners.
They're going to do it. 6:36 here in the third quarter. We are in the running clock in the second half. 43-0. Wilcox County on top of the Red Raiders. And 2 good plays by the Red Raiders to come out. Ball on the 42-yard line. It's 1st and 10 on the Raiders' 42.
I'm telling you, if there's any way we can get to the corner and throw the ball to Dalton Almond, he's going to be wide open. There's nobody.
Going to hand it up the middle,
there
and
you
it's
go.
loose. Gain of maybe 2 on the play. Whistles are blowing, and they're still throwing this to the ground.
But it is good to see our offensive line. It looks like they're firing off the ball. Coming off the ball good. It's good. It's good. A little bit too late, but it's good. Now we just got to get in our mind we're getting ready for Lanier County next week.
No doubt. It looks like they're warming up some of their backup.
And you know what impresses me?
Guys.
Here we are down 43-0, and everybody on the Bacon County sideline standing up and over on our side. Our fans, there goes,
He's still pounding, dragging for
running.
3 yards.
And we're still blocking down the field. We drove, their number 7 drove him out of bounds over there, 3 of our blockers.
Look at number 36 down there. He's not listed. Is that 38?
Maybe 38, Jamar Miller.
He's bigger than 185. 3rd down and about 6 from the 45-yard line. And speaking about our fans, as our players were walking back from the locker room, they walked by the bleachers. Everybody turned around. They were cheering them as they were coming back in, trying to get a little pep. Trips to the left. We'll take the ball. Thrift going to go. He's going to try to run the corner. He gets to the outside, and he's brought down at about the 50-yard line. It's going to be just short of the 1st down. Matt Thrift running with everything he's got in him. It'll be 4th and about 2.
We got to go for it here. There ain't no sense in punting the ball here.
It's kind of like you said.
There's no sense in trying to save face or whatever. At this point, the face is done gone. We just need to try to score, and we need to do what it takes.
4th down and 2. It looks like that we're going to go for it here. 4 minutes left to go in this third quarter.
We need to do either a quick count or a long count. I mean, try to draw them off sides here. Oh,
timeout. Timeout's what we're going to have. And that's what it will be. Timeout, Red Raiders, right before the snap. Coach John's going to take a timeout there. And it's 43-0, 3:47 here in the third quarter. And that timeout is the only thing that stops the clock.
C. Bennett and Johnson, we thank them. All the timeouts are sponsored by C. Bennett and Johnson Insurance Agency. We also want to thank Pierce County Auto, the Medicine Cabinet, Crosby Nissan and Waycross, the Alma Church of God, we're saving a seat for you, and Anderson Buick GMC on the Boyens Mill Highway in Douglas. Dr. James McQuigg and Family Vision in Alma. Lassiter Equipment in Douglas and in Hazelhurst, Lamar's Pharmacy, Dr. Jeffrey Silvera at Ear, Nose, and Throat Clinic on Westside Drive in Douglas, and of course Richmond Baking. We appreciate all of our in-game sponsors. You can listen to us every week at 97.9 The Big Dog in Douglas, and also WAWO 1400 AM and 100.1 FM in Alma and Alma ATC.
And coming out of the timeout, we're going to walk to the line here. Thrift's going to be under center. Twins to the left. Crawford spread out. Twins to the right. Crawford spread to the left. I'll take the ball. We're going to hand it.
Dewan gets a first down.
Shoots for a first down. Boy, he shot out of there like a cannon. He shot so fast, Matt thought he may have lost the ball.
Yeah. That's our first down. Is that the second?
That's the second first down.
Second first down of the night. We got a sustained drive going here.
And across the 50 and going to bring it to Wilcox County's 46-yard line. And that's
first down,
First down, Raiders. Feels good to say that.
Yes, it does. I'm really, to be honest with you, the way we've come out here and the way we're firing off the ball, I'm impressed with our team to respond in this way. It could have been very easy. There he goes.
Going to break a couple tackles and a first down run by Tank the Merritt.
That was an outstanding play. Dewan hadn't quit.
Nope. Didn't give it to him a lot the first half. .245 and ticking here in the third quarter, 43-0. First down, ball on the 33-yard line of Wilcox County. Thrift in the huddle. Going to break the huddle here and walk his troops to the line. I formation. Twins to the right. Going to take the ball. He's going to hand it to number 5. Going to pull it. There's a pitch. And Crawford makes a move. He's down to the 10, the 5, and they're going to call him short at the 1-yard line, at the inch-yard line, and there you go. You've called it all season.
I knew we were going to pitch it sooner or later.
And we're a yard away from the first touchdown of the game for the Red Raiders. Great play by the Raiders. Great pitch by Matt Thrift.
Great play. The first pitch of the year. First pitch of the year.
Those are some things that we're going to work on, I guarantee you. Thrift getting his signal from the line. He put the ball. That was a nice read. Thrift at the last possible second made a great pitch.
That's the way
with
the
his
beer's
left
supposed
hand.
to be run. That's right.
Going to bring Twins to the right. Crawford, I formation. Dewan at the fullback. Thrift going to take it, and he's going to fight in for a touchdown. Touchdown, Red Raiders.
All right, 6 points. That's the way to come out. That's the way to answer. Good job, Red Raiders. That's what we've been looking for.
Less than a minute here in the third quarter on the running clock, and the Red Raiders have scored their first point of the game on a nice drive that started at around the 30-yard line. Our own 30-yard line.
Do my ears deceive me, or are we playing the Georgia Fight song across there?
Georgia Fight song. Speaking of that, tomorrow's big game. Kick is up, and it's good. Money Martinez with the extra point.
That's right.
It's good to see him getting his leg going, keeping it around.
I love what our fans are doing over here. I just love it. They're all standing up. They're clapping. They're congratulating their team. Our fans are behind this Red Raider team. I'm telling you, we're going to have a war next week. I can't hardly wait. I got chill bumps.
Yep. It's amazing what a football team can do. We had a friend stop by the office this week, and his comment was, this just blown my mind at how this football has brought our community together.
That's right. Well, Statesboro is just a sleepy little town that had a college in it until Art Russell showed up. And now, 30 years later, Statesboro's got a university and is a thriving community.
Number
and
one
people
ranked.
say football don't have anything to do with it. Let me tell you something. Those 6 championships that Statesboro's got, that Georgia Southern has got, and working on a 7th, It'll turn a community around.
Yes, it will. So Braun going to kick another good one. He's going to kick it, and that ball's going to bounce into the end zone. Nope, it didn't go into the end zone. Number 5, Holmes makes a move. We got him. Trying to bring him down. He's out around the 20. He's still rolling, stretching across to the 22-yard line before we finally bring him down. And somebody's picking
Richard Crawford's helmet up.
Ronnie Peterson as well, his helmet. Coach John's not happy with the young man. And we got a lot of hollering going on. Wilcox County, that's the way they play football. Doesn't make it right. Boy, I just hope our fans don't get out of hand. I hope they show class like they have been. I hear a lot of hollering going over that way. Done so
Number 10,
good.
Katron Folsom, another 9th grader, checked in. He's been playing some tonight. I think there's a timeout being called. We're huddling up our troops at the end of the third quarter.
With that, we're going to
that's a good time to call third quarter right there.
We're going to take a quick 30-second break, and we'll be right back with more Red Raider football. All right, Raider fans, we're back. 43-7.
A quick update. I hear the score is now 3-2. St. Louis, is that right? 3-2 St. Louis in the 4th inning or the 5th inning? Top of the 4th inning.
St. Louis seems to be a team of destiny.
They keep responding, don't they?
And
keep responding. I tell you, that baseball game last night, I stayed up to the early hours of the morning watching that baseball game last night. That was one of the most fantastic games. Even though I'm not a Cardinal fan, that was one of the greatest baseball games I've ever seen.
Just would not be denied. It was good. The third quarter, as Macon County ate up most of the clock, scored their first touchdown of the game, and big Kyrie Jenkins coming on now for the defensive line, as it looks like we're going to stay with our 3-man front here. And Wilcox County keeping their quarterback in. Got some young receivers in now. Number 5 in to run the ball. And he's going to try to go to the outside. Oh, man. Dylan Tillman tackled him, but he tackled him by his face mask, and that's going to be a 15-yard penalty.
Yeah.
And it'll be an automatic first down.
As it should be. He was not meaning to do it. When he ran by, he reached out to grab him, grabbed his face mask, and completely turned him around. You can't have that.
Are we booing over there? 11:54 left to go here in the fourth quarter, and I don't quite understand. The clock's not moving anymore.
He cranks it again.
I thought we were under a... Anyway, Kel Grace, I formation. Number 36. You're telling me 36, 85 pounds. This kid's going to get the ball. Going to look for a hole. He's going to try to get to the outside, and he's just a big old boy, but we finally knock him out at about the 50-yard line. Gain of 5 on the play.
I'm not sure what name he said. Trying to catch his name because his number does not appear in the program. Johnny Dwight, I think is what they called him. 6'3", 290. They put number 38 on him.
Coach said that he would run the ball some.
That's right.
290. Does he look 290 to you? I formation, going to hand it to the big guy, number 38. We bring him down at the 40-yard line, and that'll be third down and still 2 to go on the 41-yard line of Wilcox County. 10:40 and ticking here, 43-7 in the fourth quarter. Bacon County scored on their opening drive of the third quarter.
He's a pretty big boy. When he run over here to the sideline, I felt the ground shaking.
He's only a sophomore.
Wow.
He's got D1 written on him.
Sure does.
I formation, Grace going to take the ball. He's going to pitch it out to number 5, and number 5 is going to try to get the corner. We see a flag as we run him out of bounds.
We knocked him out before he got the first down, looks like.
There is a flag down. It's going to be Holden, and it's going to come back. Holden against Wilcox County. That's going to bring it back. And we should accept this penalty and push them back to make it third down and about 11 or 12 here. And we are.
And they're about to throw the football. Either that or we're going to see a quarterback draw. I don't know that I would ever run that quarterback again up 43. This kind of stuff right here, if you run your quarterback, he gets a tweaked ankle, could cost you your season. If I got a quarterback like this one, he's not going to run the ball. In fact, he's not going to be in the game.
Going to take the ball, and they're going to fake it. Going to roll out. And he's going to take off and run the ball. And he's hit, but we hit him the wrong direction. He's going to cross the 50-yard line. And there's a flag thrown on the play. It's going to be late. And now Bacon County starting to get very mouthy on the play. Pulling Dylan Davis off the field. It must have been Dylan who was upset. And that's going to be against the Red Raiders. They're going to mark that ball. It's going to take it all the way to the 35-yard line of Bacon County. And 43-7 here, and Wilcox County's back in scoring position. It looks like Mikael Grace is finally coming off as he's holding his neck. He got hit pretty hard there on the play.
Who am I to question a coach that's won as many region championships and state championships as what Coach Ledford has, but I don't know why you would put a quarterback in that kind of position, because he's just an athlete. He's going to run it if he sees the opportunity to run it, and he was one player from hitting him just the right way going out of that ball game just then.
Appeared that there was a senior, DeMarcus Denmark, playing wide receiver, and it looked like they were going to try to get him a touchdown is what it looked like. Number 73 is in the game for the Wilcox County as he's trying to chase down number 5, big number 73, Tyjon Mosby. He's a junior, gets in his first action of the ball game. And on the line with big Kyrie Jenkins and Cody Metters on the defensive line.
And he's emptying the bench now. Coach Ledford's looking around trying to get different players in.
8:52 and ticking here in the fourth quarter, 43-7. Wilcox County on top, and is what seems to be a lifetime here at Donnie Clark Stadium tonight. Looks like number 18, Larry Lindsay. We got him listed as a running back, 5'5", 115-pound junior, is playing quarterback. He's going to take the ball. He's going to try to roll, cuts back, and he's tackled behind the line. Gain of 1 on the play. Actually, a loss of 1. It'll be third down and about 3, a long 3.
They're on our 27-yard line. And we got a update on the Tift and Lowndes game.
7-0 at halftime.
Still 7-0.
Anything can happen in a Region 1-5.
Wow, anything can happen.
Colquitt up 24-3 on Coffee. Gonna take the ball.
Oh,
you can tell he's just holding on to the ball.
I don't know why we didn't make that play. We just missed him. Well, it looks like our number 11,
Richard Crawford's
cramping a little bit. Good gracious, they about tore his jersey off of him. Look at it.
It ain't been because of running much.
No.
Hadn't had the ball in his hands, so apparently there's a lot of holding going on down there or something. It's going to be 4th down and 3, and Wilcox County is going to try to go for it. They're running the center in. Take the ball, going to snap it to number 18. They're going to hand it. Number 5 bounces up in there, and he's trying to push. And he's going to be marked short of a first down. 6:50 left to go here in the fourth quarter. 43-7, and I think we just held them, and it's going to be a turnover of downs, and the Red Raiders are going to take it. So block in the back. Block in the back against the Patriots. Penalty is declined. It'll be first down Raiders.
All right, good stop, guys.
Tell you what, all year long we've been fortunate to have some good referee crews.
Yep. This crew out of Warner Robins. My understanding they're out of Warner Robins, and they've done a fantastic job.
Hadn't had an opportunity to do much, but watch the.
But they've kept control of the game when the players seem to get a little bit chippy and a little bit mouthy. They've stepped in and pushed them back towards their own huddle. And when you put helmets and pads on somebody and you try to run into them as hard as you can, cause them physical pain, it's easy to get a little bit mouthy.
Oh yeah, that's part of the game. Georgia's defense right now. A lot of people are saying they play dirty, but that's part of it. Going to hand the ball to Gary Wright, it looks like. And that was Gary Wright on the carry.
Is that his first carry? Did he carry in against Atco?
He carried the ball 2 times against Atco before he got a personal foul on. It's Greg Wright instead of Gary. I'm sorry, Greg. I know him as bruh. Every time I see him at school, what's up, bruh? But Gary Wright didn't play most of the season, come in halfway through, and he's getting better each week.
Some of the Wilcox County fans are starting to
head to the house.
Starting to head to the house.
5:18 and ticking here in the fourth quarter. Matt Thrift going to take the ball and going to hand it to the big guy Wright, who runs a guy over and breaks a couple of tackles.
Talking with Coach Johns a little bit.
And Coach Johns, as the bench is clearing for a second, but Coach Johns and Coach Rogers get it under control. And that was our Jay Jackson. You know, this happens every time somebody plays Wilcox County. After so many times of it happening, you got to say, it can't be the other teams, right? Number 6, Brandon Lawson, looks like they're bringing him off the field. And they've just knocked Dylan Tillman out of the game, it appears. And number 6. I don't know if that's what happened, but Coach Johns was forcing it out, asking who it was. Maybe Johns just took him out of the game. Matt Thrift, or Tank Merritt coming back on the field. Penalty is declining to be 3rd down and 2nd. 3rd down and 2, 3rd down and 2nd. I'm sitting here focusing, trying to figure out what happened. But, boy, I just hate to see stuff like that. You know, it's part of football. Win with class, lose with class.
Well, that's the way you do it. But when I was playing football, if we'd have done something like that, the coach would have made us never forget it.
Ran till you puked.
That's right.
I'll take the ball. Matt Thrift's got it. He's around the corner. He's getting a block by Dalton Almond, and he's across the 50.
And they're going to
flag
call Almond for holding, looks like, or blocking the back.
I think it was a face mask.
May have been. May have been.
As the referees are trying to keep this under check. 3:51, the flag, and we're fixing to see what the call is on the play, because that was a good run. Personal foul, face mask. I seen Thrift's head snap back there. Against the Patriots, 3:51 And Bacon County is in Wilcox County territory on the 35-yard line. 3:51 left to go in the fourth quarter, 43-7 here. And I'd like to see our boys in this game with a score.
I would too.
Stay tuned for our post-game show with Coach Bobby Johns. Hopefully he will talk to us a little bit tonight. I don't know that we'll get to talk to any of the football players tonight, but maybe we can talk to Coach Bobby Johns. I formation, Twins to the right. Going to take the ball. We're going to pitch it to Greg Wright. Garrett, he's going to get the ball, cutting back. He needs to tuck that ball. He's broke a couple of tackles. He's down at about the 8-yard line where they run him out of bounds. And that'll be a first down for the Red Raiders. You're going to have to help me finish, Trav. I'm just that to you.
That was a great play. He's going to have to learn to tuck the football. He broke it, run up the – it was actually a turn and pitched it to him. He took off to his right, and then he went back across the grain and got us down to looks like about the 6 or 7 yard line. First down and goal, Red Raiders.
Good run by Greg Wright.
Or was it Gary?
It's Greg.
Bro,
that's right.
See what we do here.
2:38. We're going to pitch it to Jarrell Green, and he's in for the touchdown. Boy, look at that freshman run. Did you see him tuck his head down? Touchdown, Jarrell Green.
Good job, Drell. That's a kid that won't hardly look at you, won't hardly talk to you. But yes, sir. No, sir. Very well mannered. And
plays the game right.
He plays the game right. He sure does.
Jay Jackson, Jarrell Green, Payson Sams, just a few that I think of that's got a lot of playing time. Devontae O'Neal. Play the ball, play football, play it the right way, and they play it well. 2:05 and ticking in the fourth quarter.
And we got money.
Money Martinez on. The kick is up, and the kick is good. It's through. 14 to 43. 43-14 here. Wilcox County on the lead, but our Red Raiders have not stopped a lick tonight.
We've actually come out and played pretty decent. What was the score at halftime? 36?
36 to nothing.
36 to nothing, and now it's 43 to 14. We've outscored them in the second half. If we had played with the passion in the first half that we played in the second half, maybe a little bit different game right here.
Credit Coach Mark Ledford and the Wilcox County Patriots on a fine football team that they have. Now, Ledford was saying a little bit, talking about playoffs. He said we get past the first round, he was saying that the way it looks, if everybody wins who's supposed to win, Darlington, Aquinas, and there was one other private school in there.
Savannah Country Day.
Savannah Christian.
Yeah, Savannah Christian, yeah.
Which is who they had to beat in the 2009 state championship. Sabron set to kick this ball off. Looks like they're having problems getting some people on the field. He's going to kick it. Number 26 just come onto the field, going to take it, and he actually took a knee when he caught the ball on the 20-yard line. And the clock's still ticking. Minute 56, and you look to see about 3 plays here, and this ball game is going to be over. 43 to 14, Wilcox County taking care of business against our Red Raiders tonight. We've seen some bright spots of the second half for the Red Raiders.
We played with a little bit more passion. I think we realized that we had to go out here and save face a little bit, but also I feel a lot better about us responding. If we can, I feel like we're going to be able to carry a passion into the Lanier game. I am looking forward to that. We, as we was looking early in the season, not knowing exactly what we was going to have, we kind of thought that maybe there may be a chance that if things shook out like we thought they would, maybe it was after the clinch game we were looking, that we thought that this may be a good possibility that we would see us play Lanier County for the 4th seed in the region.
Few scores that we have going out, 48 seconds. Wilcox County going to take another knee, and that'll be it. 43 to 14. Clinch County 47 to nothing over Atco. Seminole 42 to nothing over Miller. Applin 7 to nothing to Vidalia. Fitzgerald 39 to nothing over Brooks. 41 to 21. Jeff Davis in a final. Pierce County 28 to 7. Last time we heard. Colquitt 24 to 6 over Coffee. Lowndes still 7 to nothing in Tift. And Ware County 33-3 over Wayne County. Those are some scores that we have. 19 seconds ticking off. And that's going to be it here from Donnie Clack Stadium. 43, Wilcox County 43, Red Raiders 14. As we take it on the chin another week. And stay tuned for the post-game show. As we're going to head down to the field, give us a few minutes. We're going to talk to Coach Bobby Johns. All right, I'll call you back, okay? All right, bye. You want to do it with this?